Let's get right into it. All right, so I want to show you 35 of some of my favorite DIYs that you can do. This one is going to be just a cement bowl. I love a good cement piece. So I didn't have a bowl for the middle right there. So this is from Dollar Tree. And so I just made a bowl out of cardboard just to help with the mold. I mixed the cement right inside of the bowl from Dollar Tree. I tried to do like a marble effect. It didn't work out well. I pressed down the center bowl to give it the middle shape. Once it was kind of almost formed, I took that out and just tried to smooth it out just a little bit so it wouldn't be too rough, but you want to wait till it has, a good shape. Then I let it completely dry and it just pops right out of that because it's like a smooth plastic. It did have a little cracking on the bottom, but it worked out really nice. And this is just a way to make an easy cement bowl, and you can make your own molds like I did for the middle, or you can use a different one. You can sand it down, make it real smooth at the end, filled it with some faux moss, and this is how it turned out. This is still to this day one of my favorite DIYs that you can do for next to nothing and get that high-end look. This is another one of my favorite placemat DIYs. I have a few of them on the page. I bought a bunch of these at one point, but I just took this canvas. I'm going to do a reverse canvas with this. So you just take the canvas off, pop off all of the staples, and then you flip it around, and then you'll have framed artwork. So you don't have to do the framing for the outside. I'm going to take these two placemats. You can leave them this color that they are right there, but I decided to paint mine black along with the frame and then put everything back together. So I painted it black, let that dry, and just gave it, like, I try to remember that I gave it 1 or 2 coats, but just till it's covered to how you want it to look. And then I hot glued it on to the canvas that I had removed from the frame originally, put everything in the place that I wanted it to, and then stretched the canvas real nice and tight, and then just stapled it to the frame. And then I cut off all of the excess. And then you have, like I said, a nice framed canvas. This is called reverse canvas. It's real easy, real simple. I do it a lot. You can also do other methods, but this is just so easy. And this is how it came out. And I love this one too. Another one of my favorite DIYs. This was my first like real woodworking. Real easy, real simple. I didn't have to cut anything down. I brought the boards the size they were. Use some wood glue. So I have 2 thick boards, 1 thin board, and this is like a dupe of pieces that I did see. Let that dry, cleaned it together, stained the dowel. Only thing I did cut down was the dowel to make it the size. I didn't even use tools to put these in, these little hooks, because the wood was so soft. I just screwed them right in, spaced it out with my finger, put some of these to catch the dowel at the top on this board right here. The other board didn't have a dowel, but you could put one if you want, but it has the little ledge. So I just left that like that. Then I did all of that, stained it, like I said, put something on the back to hang it onto the wall. And this is one of my favorite. And it didn't take a lot of work, no real tools or anything like that. So that's great for like a beginner woodworking project. This one right here. Now they have the little glass bowls at Dollar Tree that you can use with this, but I used the hula bra. And then it's cute though because it gave it the little texture. Painted everything black. You can also spray paint this too. Put a little of the Dollar Tree like beads on there, and then colored those the same color as everything. And it's just a cute little candle holder that you can do real easy, real simple. And again, you can use the glass bowl for this, but it comes out good either way. This is like a no DIY. You can always just take those glass vases from the Dollar Tree and just fill them with like some kind of bowl filler, and it gives a cute piece of decor. So you don't have to put a lot of effort into decor sometimes. This is another one of those glass vases from the Dollar Tree. I had did a DIY with it before, but I'm gonna just change it up. You could put a base on this. I did, and I just took some of the wood Jenga blocks, and then I just spaced them out, trying to make sure they were straight though, going up and down. But I just put them on randomly with a little bit of hot glue. Once I had everything placed the way that I wanted it to be placed, I wanted to kind of keep that texture look that I had before. So I just did like a dab painting With this, you can also use like a textured paint method. But when you're doing the textured paint method with black, sometimes it does come out ashy because of the baking soda. So I just did it that way. And this is how this came out. Another one that I love and is one of my favorite DIYs. And this one is a good Dollar Tree DIY too. So you might want to try that one because that was super, super easy. This one right here, I'm using a Dollar Tree plate and some post office boxes. The plate is just for a template to make a little circle, and it works out perfect when I cut up the box. So you'll be able to see it has a flat part at the top, a flat part at the bottom. I use the little side pieces from the box, and I'm just going to create basically a mold for a vase. So you can use cardboard to shape out a bunch of different things. I'm just using the hot glue to keep it in place until I tape it up. But once you get everything looking the way you want, then you'll tape it all up. You don't want to use the clear plastic tape because it might slide off when you're done putting the base on top. But I just use the Dollar Tree caulking for this, and just real simple. I left it texturized. You can smooth this out. And then I hit it with some spray paint. So I have this pretty gold right here, and ignore my sad little plant. You can put something nice in there. Dollar Tree has pampas grass now. I can't find any, but I did see it online. That would look real pretty in there. This is a DIY I did using cardboard tubes. You could use the Dollar Tree pool noodles for this, but I have a bunch of these cardboard tubes. So I'm going to cut some down to a smaller size, and then I'm just going to glue it all together. So on the sides. So it's kind of building out into a smaller, shape, but you can do this any kind of way. You can do like the sound wave shape in this, all kind of different ways. I'm just going to take some Dollar Tree caulking, and it's going to cover up kind of those lines that are in the cardboard tube as well, and then just give it some texture. And then I covered it with some black paint and put a hook on the back. It does look a little bit ashy. It could use another coat of paint, but it is super easy to do, and it's a good piece of wall art. This one, another one using the Jenga blocks and some wood pieces from Dollar Tree. So this is going to be a lantern. This one is real easy, real simple. So I'm building the base with one of the wood planks and then the Jenga blocks. So I'm gluing it. You can use wood glue too for this. And then I'm building those same frames, but without the wood plank, to go up for as tall as you want it. So based on whatever size you want to do, you could do this bigger. But I just did it with the size of basically the wood plank right there. So you're going to build up as many of those as you feel necessary for, like I said, whatever height you want to do it. Once I was done building all of those up, then I'm going to start stacking them. So to put these together, I just again attached some Jenga blocks, glued those, and then kind of slid it down over it so it lined up flush. So you can see how it lines up right there. And then did another level. You can use something taller in the middle. But this was just, real easy, real simple. Make sure you let it dry. So you can just hold it in place for a little bit till it dries. Make sure you let it dry. It'll look like this. You can go in with some wood filler, fill in all those, but I'm just gonna be painting mine black. You can stain this, whatever you want to do. I'm going to be just using some rope for a handle from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just giving it a little burn just to get rid of all those little frays and stuff that, sometimes come with the rope. And then I'm just going to hot glue those in there. So one on each side to give it, just that little handle look. And again, like I said, you can make this bigger. You can put a little faux handle in there, but this is how mine came out. And this was so simple and so easy. And again, you can customize this to look however you want and have it however you tall. This is like a little piece of wall art. So I have the balls from the Dollar Tree and then the wooden skewers from the Dollar Tree as well. And I'm just going to poke those into this ball. I cut the ball in half. You can snip these down to make it shorter. I left it like tall like this. Hit it with some black spray paint, and then for the tips I hit it with some gold. The gold didn't really pop as much. You're going to put something on the back to hang it, and then this is how it looks. But like again, you can customize this. You can make it smaller. You can glam this out. You can make the little ball, jeweled with like some crushed glass. You can do so many different things. This is another Dollar Tree DIY, another easy, simple one. So the napkin rings from the Dollar Tree and these little glasses where you can remove the parts. You can stack this up tall. You can leave it short. I took 2 napkin rings, glued those together around the top of the glass, and then put the base on. So it really won't connect. You're gluing it to the thing there. And then you can do it the shorter way, hit that with some spray paint, and you have candle holders, and they're just real easy, real simple. And again, you can make those whatever height you want, and it's just something nice and simple. So if you see these at Dollar Tree, these are so great. You could do this with the Dollar Tree vase too, but I had this cardboard tube right here, and I'm just rolling it out to make sure it fits. The backing kind of removes itself once you cut it, so I'm just hot gluing it down and then making sure everything lines up nice. I cut off the bottom of that cardboard tube, and I hit it with the black, and then I just brushed it lightly with this gold metallic paint here, and it gave it like that, antique look, because the print is already like an antique type print. And again, you can do this with the Dollar Tree vase, and then you can put something with real water in there. But I just filled mine with a little faux plant, and that is how it came out. And I love these because you can do so many things with these little tile pieces. This is another piece of wall decor. So this is macrame cord, and you're gonna cut this to the length you want. We're really double the length you want, because you're gonna have it hooped over. I just took some yarn, and then I decided how much at the bottom I wanted to hang out, tied it and wrapped it around all the way until the other side. So that part takes a little bit, because you want to make sure it's nice and tight, but not too tight, so that it's not movable and bendable. And you can work in little sections, and you just tie it together when you start a new section. And then to kind of fray it at the bottom there, you just take and pull that apart, and then it'll have that like stringy look. And then you can tie everything off at the other end. I did. And this is how it came out looking. And you can see the top, you can see it's bendable, because I didn't do it too tight. And then I tied that in a knot at the top of the knot. So that's when you're measuring it, you want to make sure that you account for all of that. The tying, you just want to make sure you account for all of that. And then this is how that came out. So it's got that boho feel, and it's just a simple black and white piece, which I love, the simple black and white piece. This, more cardboard tubes, because I have a ton of these from Cricut Vinyl. So I'm just using that tin just to create a shape, a good even circle. I'm just going to glue all these cardboard tubes together once they're dried. I made a top and a bottom for it, just using some more cardboard from the post office. And then I cut that shape out. So it's kind of like a little flower, right? And then just to cover that up and give it some texture, I used the Dollar Tree cork. Real simple, real easy. Again, you can smooth this out and have it look a little smoother. I left mine the way it was. I was trying to do an ombre look. It did not look well. So I went with my go-to black, and this is how it came out. So it's just a cute little plant stand. You could use it like a side table, but it is real sturdy, even though it is just made of cardboard, because that planter is heavy. It's like a ceramic, so it does hold up really nice, and it's like really simple. Pardon this one being sideways, but this was a reel or a short. But found these candle holders at Dollar Tree. I just thought they were real pretty, and this is just the super easiest DIY. You can glue these together in so many different ways to make just tall pillar candles. You can do two, one. You can do it two-tone. You can do it however you want. So I'm just showing different ways you can do it. And they line up so perfect. And then they fit the little small candles at the Dollar Tree. So this is just like the easiest DIY that you can do. And it's just so cute. One of my favorites is to take a bowl and a base and put it together, because it gives you a good look. So you can get these bowls. I got these at Target, but you can find these at like Walmart, different things, something like 50 cents. So I like the shape of these because it was like kind of squarish like. So I glued that together, put a little of my favorite Dollar Tree cork on there, kind of just to clean up that line where everything connected at. But you really don't even have to do that. Wait till it completely dries though, before you try to sand it, because if you don't, it'll kind of like fudge off. You don't like, because it'll be like kind of rubbery. So wait till it dries. You can smooth it out real nice, and then you can go ahead and you can paint it. I just did mine with a white paint. You can also spray paint this too, but I did mine with a white paint because that is what I had at that moment. And then I hit it with my stone spray paint, which I love this spray paint, and this is how it looked. And it's kind of a dupe for this, which is way more, and I spent like a couple of dollars. of mine. So you might want to try something like that when you see those bowls and stuff at high-end places, or those pedestal bowls, because they're real easy to do. This was like a recycle kind of project. So I just had this bottle of like OxyClean, the powder, and I'm just going to take and make a planter out of it. Real easy, real simple. I'm using a faux plant in mine, but you can do something like this if you want a real plant. I took some caulking to cover up the ridges on the top there. You can put a base on this. I didn't. Some textured paint just to give it a little texture, and then I hit it with some black spray paint. And then this is how it came out. So easy. In a way, to reuse those old things instead of chucking them. And it has kind of like that modern look. And so this is like the take on a paper mache bowl. This is a lampshade from IKEA. It's a little bent up, but that's okay. So you're just gonna take strips of paper, just a couple of inches long, and then some Mod Podge and some water or whatever glue and some water. And then for the bottom, don't worry, because once you start layering these on and these harden up, those holes will be covered real nice. I did it one way and then the other way. So straight up and down, straight across, like each layer. And then once you have how many layers you want, I hit it with this spray paint. Once it dried, everything was dried and hard, ready to go. And then I made like a textured paint to give it kind of a stone antique kind of look. I made it really thick so that it would cover up, where the paper and everything connected. You can make like a paper pulp and then do this for like paper mache, but I just did it like this. So I have that. You're gonna want to let that dry, and then I came in with some browns. You can do this in just one neutral color, like a black, but I wanted it to look kind of earthy. The dark brown looked a little glossy to me though at the end, but this is just an idea for you to work with if you want to make like a stone like without having to go out and create stones. Fill that with some foam moss, and you can do this with any type bowl, but I had like just a lampshade to do it. And so this is how it came out, and I thought that was super cool and like one of my favorite, because that was like the first time that I tried that. This is another reusable product. So this is a spray bottle that I had, and then just a cardboard tube. You can get this from like a paper towel. And I just like the shape of this. So you can use those napkin rings again for this. But I just used a paper towel holder, and then one of the bottom of those glasses, you can use some cork to kind of fill it in where it all connects at. You might want to do a couple of layers of that though and sand it and even it out. Because with just one layer, the line is still kind of visible. Hit that with some spray paint and some paint, and then the stone spray paint. And this is how it came out. It's just a really cute, unique type shape for your candle holder. So something that you might want to try. So all of these are just so super easy, and a lot of them are using Dollar Tree products. So that's why I think they're my favorite, because they're affordable. So these more cups from the Dollar Tree, those little bases from the other cups from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just gonna stack them together. So these are the little clear cups, and you can do this again in so many different ways. You can make these tall, you can make these short, but you could just glue them together at the base. If you want to keep going, you can glue them together at the top rims there, so it go in and out, in and out. Once you were done, you would put the little bases on there, and then I hit it with some spray paint. This needed a second coat of spray paint, but this is how that came out. So easy, so simple, and it's like that tall pillar candle holder, again with the cute little different shape. These, I don't know if you look on like Anthropology, Pottery Barn, different places, they'll have these bottles. I'm assuming they charge so much because they are molded out of clay, but you would just take an old wine bottle and cover it with some cork or something like that and give it that same kind of look. You can smooth this out once you're done applying everything with just a little water in your fingertip, and it smooths out the cork real fine. I put a little texture in mine with some lines. I just took a skewer and just drew some lines in there going straight up. Not even straight, they were just like wiggly. And then I hit it with some spray paint to cover kind of that blue underneath. But this is how they look. And they charge so much for them. And you can do it just reusing a bottle and some $1.25 for some Dollar Tree cork. So easy. This is a way to use, these are Dollar Tree picture frames, and then the Dollar Tree like it's like a wallpaper kind of material, like you can use to put on so many different things. So I'm just going to take and cut this to the shape of inside each frame. So you can use the glass to kind of measure this out and then put everything back together. And then I just have these chains to put on there. I spray painted them black. And then this is just to hang it. You can use the little hanging pieces on the back of the frames too. And it's just something different, you know, and you can also decorate these for the holidays, different things, but this is just a way to get that unique look. And you can also use thrifted picture frames. That would be real pretty. This is like a glam kind of look, and you can do this different ways. So this is the Dollar Tree charger, the Dollar Tree mirrors. I covered up the mirror. I'm gonna hit the back of the charger and the mirror with the silver spray paint, glue that together, take some glitter and some crushed glass, mix that together to kind of give it just a little more of a sparkle. Take a good amount of Mod Podge to help all of this stick to there, and you can apply this before you glue it together, but I did it this way, and then I just did it in sections. So I put the mixture of the crushed glass and the glitter on there, pat it down so that, you know, it starts to stick, and then you dump off the excess and you just keep going around with that method until you cover it up all nice. You can also put a trim around this. You can do this in so many different ways. And then to fill in any spaces or gaps, you would just do it again with the Mod Podge, and then you can also seal it off with the Mod Podge too. So to keep everything in nice place, and then I put something to hang it, and then it made like a cute little wall decor piece. You can do this in different sizes. You don't have to use charges for every piece. You can use something smaller, and then you'll have different shapes too, like different sizes. But you can do this in so many different ways, and it's just, you know, inspiration. Do a cute little glam wall decor mirror look, which I think is super fun and super easy and cost effective when you do it yourself. This was one of my, I'm going to call it a thrift flip, but it wasn't a thrift flip. It was these tables, and I have redone these tables so many times. So this was the final redo because I do like this bar. I took one of the tables apart, so just with an Allen key, took it apart, took off the legs and those little metal squares there. And then I'm just reattaching the metal squares to the other table. But for the base, because I'm making a bar cart out of this, I took like some MDF board. And because when it's flipped over, the glass doesn't sit the same. So I have to make something to help the glass sit in place and not, you know, flop out all over the floor. And then I took some glue and clamped it together, let that dry because the screws are not down at the bottom and I didn't want to make new holes. Once I put everything together, this is how it looked. I hit it with some black spray paint, and I made a cute little simple bar using those two old tables that I don't use. Love this. Even somebody came over there, was like, "Oh, when'd you get the new bar?" I'm like, "Those are my old end tables." But that was great. All right, so this I was trying to do like a marble look. You can also use like a regular vase to do this, but I had this tube from the ferret that she didn't really use. It wasn't long enough for the ferret to play with, and I made a bottom for it, and then I covered up where it connected with my caulk from the Dollar Tree, hit it with some white spray paint to give it, you know, one color, and then I was doing like the marble veining using the paint and then the small brushes, but it wasn't coming out the way that I wanted it to come out. So it wasn't giving the look. You know, there is also a marble spray paint that you can use that gives you a better veining. But I had been successful doing the marble veining before myself with the paint, but it didn't work out. So then I went to this one right here, the cross hatching, it says it is. So I took some plaster, put it over there. So I just mixed the plaster according to the directions, put the plaster over there, and then took a paper towel because the paper towel kind of had the same texture as those pieces had. So it kind of gave it that same cross hatching look that it had. And then I didn't do it black, surprising, right? I decided to do it a more earthy tone. So I went with brown and white. So I used, first I mixed it together and made like this muddy brown. And then I took the white and then dabbed it in there. You're gonna want to let these dry. In between doing all these, took the white and dabbed it in there, and then took the dark brown and dabbed it to kind of give it that antique look. And this is how that came out. Stuffed some paper in there and then filled it with the moss at the top. So it was like the other one. So it was just like, you can use these high-end pieces for inspiration to create your own. Now for this one, okay. So I'm using just the tops of old candles. So they fire safe, right? And then I'm using the little glasses, again, the little plastic glasses from the Dollar Tree, gluing those together just like how we did the candle holder, and the Dollar Tree beads right there, and just connecting those around. You can do these in spots. You can do this all up and down like I did. You see I made two different lengths to this one and then just glued those candle holder tops on. So these could be functional because, like I said, I'm using the top of the candle holder, which we know is fire safe. So you can use these, but you can do this in a different way. If you're just, especially if you're just doing it for display, you can use something else as the top. And even bedazzle, like, put the beads and stuff on that and then just make it uniform looking. But this is how that came out, just so easy and so simple, and it kind of has that glam look to it. Not a lot of work. Again, we love these little tile pieces that they have, the little peel and stick tiles. Okay, so I have this project board from the Dollar Tree, and there's just so many different ways you can do this. So I put the squares on, and I was just showing you. So you can do it, leave it like that, and then kind of have, this, you can frame it and it'll look like that. You can cut them off, leave the edge around, put a frame in those, but I cut mine real nice and close, and then they're just like, kind of lifted. You can then take those and put those on a different canvas and it'll be lifted up. There's so many different ways. So, but I just took and put these on the wall like this. You can configure it like this. You can configure it in other ways. You can make a whole wall out of these, but these are just so easy. And you see these type pieces in high-end places, but $1.25, and then the project board, just one project board, made these 4 pieces. So you can make your own high-end wall decor without spending a lot of money. More of the little glasses, the little these are dessert ones, and then these are metal tin tops from the Dollar Tree. They come with a little base on it. I'm just going to glue these together, real easy, real simple. You're going to want to take off all of that excess glue that's around there, but you want to put enough glue so that it stays together. Once you have that, it dries. I just glued the top on there, and then that's how that looked. And then I hit it with some spray paint, and then to cover up where it was connected at, I just took these from the Dollar Tree as well. You can leave them gold like that and just add like that contrasting color, even wrap that around the base of the metal there, but I just painted mine all black, and that is how that looked. So easy and so simple. Love that. So you just so many different things you can do with Dollar Tree items. This is an easy way to make colored glass. So food coloring, Mod Podge, and glass. So I just took the food coloring. I just put a couple drops of blue, a couple of drops of yellow, a couple of drops of red. You could have probably just did it with just a couple of blue and yellow, but mixed that and then mixed that with some Mod Podge. Got this green, swirled it around the inside, and then you let it drip out. If you put it on a drying rack, it'll completely, drip out. Most people put it in the oven. I just left it out to dry overnight, and this is how it came out. So a super easy way to make colored glass, especially if you love colored glass. I love the way colored glass looks. Easy way to make it. This, another one of my favorites, and you can see, like I said, most of these are using Dollar Tree items. Took one box of Jengas and painted them white, one box colored them black. You can use wood glue to put these together, but to make this quick, we're using some hot glue, and I'm just going to make the rows as long as I want them and just connect. You want to make sure these are nice and straight because you're going to have to keep building up on these, and then kind of create it like a staggered look with this. So did another row a little bit longer, and then did the same thing, and then glued all of them together, cut off the extra that was there, and then I had to do some touch-ups. So maybe you want to put some tape down so you don't get those little jagged lines there. Then made a border with the Jenga blocks the same way, in and out with the black and with the white, and it lined up really nice and good. And then when it was done, I had this little tray, and I thought it was so pretty. So you might want to do something nice like that. More of the bowls from Target, and I'm mixing this one with a Dollar Tree bowl because I like the shape of it. and glued those together, and then glued some twine around that. So this is real easy, real simple. Glued some twine all around that until it was covered. So you're going to cover the bowl, you can cover the base, you can even cover the inside, but I'm just going to take and paint mine black. You could do that beforehand too, but I just did that. And then once you're done, you're going to want to you don't have to though, but I cut off all the extra frame pieces, and then I just burnt them, just to seal it up and what have you. But again, you don't have to do that. You can leave it that look, that like hairy look, but whichever way you want to do that, you can finish it off. And this is so easy and so simple, and it has that modern look to it. But again, using Dollar Tree items and not that much effort. This was super easy, super simple. I was trying to find something with a texture. They had these with little straws at the Dollar Tree in 2 different sizes. I cut the straws off and then glue these little saucers. You can use another material for the top, but that's what I used. And then I covered that with some spray paint, and my favorite, stone spray paint again. And this is how these came out. It was so easy, so simple, and it has that nice um wavy look to it because of the cups. This was like another super super easy one. I think this was like close to one of my first ones when I started out the page here. So it's just the candy dish that you get from the Dollar Tree, and then the little base there, and I spray painted it, and it's just so easy and so simple. You don't have to do a lot sometimes to make a really nice piece of, and you can see all the pieces together. They look so cute. Another macrame cord piece. This one you can make it super large, super small. So I'm just taking and I'm starting out a little circle, and I'm just building, not glue on every part and not too much glue, but you want enough glue to keep it together, but you don't want it to spill out all over the place, because you want it to have that nice look to it. Once you finish it off, you could just tuck the last little piece in the back there and just kind of hide that away. Kind of tried to shape it to have it kind of curved out, and then I took and just painted some triangles on there. You can also use embroidery thread and do this real nice, but I just took and painted it. It came out perfectly fine the way it was. I filled in any little gaps and things like that, and it kind of has that artisan look, like you did it yourself, which I did. And I made a hook for the back, just out of some braided twine. My favorite way to make a hook for anything, and a ton of hot glue. You let that dry, and it holds up forever. And this is how that came out, and it goes, with my other wall decor that I made there. My favorite little stick art wall decor that I made. This little piece right here, so I've seen these like leather trays from high-end stores a bunch of places. So Dollar Tree had the faux leather at one point, but it's kind of harder to find now, but you can get little faux leather pieces all over the place. So I just folded that into basically 4 parts, measured down how big I wanted basically the sides to come up. You want to measure that, and then I just cut in on both sides. So I'm cutting everything at one time. So it makes it nice and easy, and you want to make sure you cut them both the same because they have to line up. So what you're going to do is kind of put them together. So you want to make sure you're getting the right corners at the right parts, and then you can glue this together. You can stitch it. I did both. So I glued it like this on all the corners, again making sure I had everything turned it the right way out, and then I top stitched on the outside to just give it a different kind of look. And then this is how it came out, like a cute little leather catch-all. So easy and so simple. So these are all so simple, and this was one of my favorites because it's just so simple. So the little Dollar Tree, it's like a paper box. I put a hole in it, some twine. After I thought about it, you can braid the twine beforehand, but I put the twine and tied that off. I just used it to push it in. So once I made the hole, I didn't drill it again, but tied that off, right? So it wouldn't, come through again. Then I braided it and then put the other piece through, but you could just braid it and put it in, and then tie it off. Don't make extra steps for yourself. Then I took some feather finish cement because I love a good cement piece, and I just applied this with my hand. Real easy, real simple. And you can do this on a big scale. It doesn't have to be small like I did mine, but this was so easy. You could smooth that out, and this came out so great. So I hope you enjoyed my favorite DIYs. You can check out the full videos too.